going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to all you visionaries. Shout out to all you guys. Welcome back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Of course, I'm your host, DS1 Ross, of course, and I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. Let's hit that like button. Let's share today's show. Hit the like button and share today's show. Share it on your community tabs, Facebook, Instagram. Anywhere that you share content, make sure you share this show. We're going to get into the last installment of this series, part 5, as y'all asked. Shout out to everyone once again. Make sure you check out the playlist, The Black Man's Pain Storage. If you need to catch up, you need to catch parts 1 through 4. You can easily access that there. Just click the playlist section, click the Black Man's Pain Storage, and you can watch every episode. Shout out to everyone in the building. Let me get over here to the chat room and give some shout outs before we start today's show. Shout out to Ty's Crazy-ish in the building. Salute to you, love. I appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Also, if y'all haven't yet, y'all go ahead, click this link. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan. Go over there, follow us at the Foundational Manhood Podcast. Follow our YouTube channel. You can easily click that link. It's in the chat room. You can follow our YouTube channel. Also, follow us on Instagram at Foundational Manhood Podcast. The link to the channel is right there. It's also in the description box. Also, follow us. Hey, Letitia, what's going on? Shout out to you, sweetheart. Shout out to Letitia. Hey, Tanisha, good to see you. Shaw Newsom, welcome. Good to see you. Shout out to Just Jay in the building. Good to see you, Cyber Boo. Let me put the tip in. What's good, fam? What's good? What's good? Shout out to Miss Angie. Shout out to Miss Angie in the building. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. Always coming through and holding down the chizat. Shout out to Miss Angie in the building. Y'all see today's show. Y'all see today's show. This is The Black Man's Pain Storage, Part 5. Emotionally Bankrupt. Hey, Perfectly Imperfect. What's going on? Emotionally Bankrupt. As we've been speaking on this entire series, as I said, if you need to catch up, go ahead to the playlist section. You'll find it there. Black men today, more than ever, are struggling with mental health issues. More than ever today. It's very prevalent. It's right in front of you. You can see it. You see it in the neighborhoods. You see it everywhere. And in parts 1 and part 2, we spoke on suicide. And one of those things that makes a lot of men even start to begin to think about suicide. They call it suicidality. usually the suicidal mentality is developed through certain forms of abuse. And the abuse, which we spoke on yesterday, we spoke on sexual abuse, which that is a big contributing factor. But the abuse that goes unnoticed, goes unchecked, you know, it's just something that's skipped over for some reason, especially when it comes to Black men. You know, no one thinks that Black men have feelings. You know, Black men being dehumanized is a very normal thing in society. Black men being looked at in the form of an animal. You know, Black men are very instinctive. You know, they're rageful. It's very hard for people to see our humanity. It's very hard. Very, very hard. And what a lot of people don't understand is they don't understand the effects of that. They don't understand how over time, this is how, or this is why Black men today have such low self-worth. You know, you want to know why there's a lot of Black men out here who just doesn't have the courage, who just don't want to fight, who just don't want to do what's necessary? It's because a lot of brothers have hit the wall. They have ran out of storage space. And a lot of guys just don't know if they're coming or going every day. They don't know because of this constant emotional abuse. Time and time again, it just continuously occurs. And people act like this is not happening for Black men. People are pretending like there's not a problem with this. You know, Black men are just complaining. This is not a problem for Black men. But the numbers don't say that, and nor does the facts. The facts show that emotional abuse is a very big problem. Emotional abuse is what leads to the suicide rates. The emotional abuse is what contributes to the mental illness. You got to remember what contributing factors are. Emotional abuse is a very big contributing factor. Now, let's see. What is emotional abuse? If you're in here, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't yet. Hit the like button and share today's show. What is emotional abuse? Emotional abuse is a way to control another person by using emotions. brothers, aren't we far too familiar with this? Emotional abuse is a way to control another person by using emotions to criticize, embarrass, shame, blame, or otherwise manipulate another person. In general, a relationship is emotionally abusive when there is a consistent pattern of abusive words and bullying behaviors that wear down a person's self-esteem and undermine their mental health. Now, there's a lot of ladies in the chat. I know some of y'all are like, well, DS1, this is what happens to Black women all the time. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. And it happens to y'all by Black men. Yes, I'm willing to admit that. But my question here today is, how many of y'all are willing to admit that y'all are emotionally abusive? Or y'all have the tendencies to be? Because see, I didn't even I was gonna come at part 5 in a different way. But I spoke to my brother and he was like, nah, man, you gotta speak on what happens to us emotionally. So I wasn't even gonna, I didn't even think to come at it this way, but this is definitely important because Black men's emotions, is something that is not valuable to anyone. Just Jay says, been there, done that. That's called maturity. Salute to you. You got your big girl panties on. Shout out to BGP. But you got your big girl panties on. It's good, Jax. Salute. But Black men's emotional state is not cared for enough by us brothers and others. You see? People think about Black men. Y'all think about us. But who really, really cares? And throughout Black men's lives, we don't find many people who care. We don't find many people who care. We don't. We find a few, but that's a few far in between. So emotional abuse for Black men is something that's normal. Because most people are not considerate of Black men's emotions. Most people don't consider how they're speaking, and what context are they speaking in? Are they being manipulative? Are they criticizing? Are they shaming? Are they blaming? Shout out to boot camp. See, it needs to be an active mental process that occurs when dealing with Black men. People need to be more considerate of us. You see? A lot of times you hear, oh, we tolerate black men. No, you don't, because you don't even consider us. Outside of you needing us to do your bidding for something, you don't even consider us. So you don't, how do you tolerate us? And see, for that to even be a statement made toward black men is emotionally abusive in itself. To tell a man that you tolerate him is basically you telling him you ain't shit, but I got you around because I want you around, even though you ain't shit to me. That's emotional abuse. And black men deal with that that's normal. Black men been dealing with that since they were children. Since we were young, we dealt with shit like that. Being spoken to in that manner. Not considering our self-esteem. See, y'all will get up here and say, oh, black men will do this. Black men will fuck anything. Black men will do this. Black men will do that. But did you stop and think why a lot of black men do that? Why a lot of black men have low self-esteem? A lot of black men have low self-esteem due to emotional abuse. If you grow up being called stupid all the time, if you grow up saying you're not good enough, you grow up being compared to your father, but every time something is brought up about your father is something negative, how do you grow up and be a man with confidence? How do you grow up and be a man with self-esteem? And be a conqueror and be a leader and be this and be all the shit that y'all say black men want to be. Don't you understand that shit takes time and it's a process? See, we could never be none of that shit if we don't heal from the bullshit that we're used to dealing with. See, we can't go out and conquer and slay dragons and do all that crazy fantastical shit that's in y'all brain that y'all think black men supposed to be doing. We can't do that without self-esteem. We can't do that with you calling us dumb, with you calling us broke, with you calling us dusty. You see, it don't work like that. Just like if black men want black women to get right, y'all not gonna listen to us if we calling y'all hoes. We calling y'all bitches. Y'all not gonna listen, right? Y'all not gonna do what y'all supposed to do, right? So what makes you think that works for your man? What makes you think that works for him if it doesn't work for you? Hey, what's up, Mona? Good to see you, love. She said, I don't play when it comes to black men. What makes you think that? What makes you think by belittling your man is supposed to somehow make him get off his ass and want to become something? How does that work if it doesn't work for you? Oh, because y'all women and what's supposed to work for women not supposed to work for men? No, that's called being a human. Emotional abuse is emotional abuse for men, just like it's emotional abuse for women, and vice versa. So if a man could beat you down with his words, so can you. You can beat your man down with your words. No matter how fucking strong and cock diesel and in shape he may be. The shit that you say to that man may hurt that man because how he feel about you. But are you considerate of that? Because if you never consider that, then what you're doing is you're emotionally abusing that man. You see? And then These are the same men that y'all want to defend y'all. Y'all want emotionally abused men to defend you. A man that you will quickly tell him he ain't shit, fuck his mama, fuck his kids. You will quick to say that, but then he's supposed to defend you because you a black woman. He's supposed to defend that. After you just told him he could go to hell with gasoline drawers on, he's still supposed to turn around and defend your ass. Do you know how abusive that is? That's like a man blacking your eye, making you put shades on and go on a fucking date with him. That's what that is. That's the same shit. That is the same shit. Your man black your eye, give you some shades to put on, and say, we going outside on a date. So you could walk around humiliated, and he know he just gave you a black eye. But this is the same shit y'all do to black men. You tell him he ain't shit, he broke, he ain't never conquered nothing, he ain't never led nothing, but he's supposed to get the fuck up every day and try to lead, right? How does that work? Right, make that make sense. He's supposed to get up and have the tenacity. He's supposed to have the resilience, the resiliency. He's supposed to be charismatic, but you don't even understand how you done sucked all of that shit out of him by constantly belittling him, by getting on the phone and telling your family and telling your friends how you pay for everything and how you run shit. But then you want this man to be your man. You want this man to be the man that you just melt in his arms. But look how you go on about him. Look how you manipulate him. Look how you criticize him. Look how you tell him, look how you make light of what he do. The shit that he do, you make light of it. Oh, that's nice. You make light of it. But you want him to be your man. But you make light of everything he do. You abuse him. And you don't know you're abusing him. See, that's the thing. Because who abuses black men? Don't nobody abuse black men, right? Black men don't get abused. Black men are the abusers. Shout out to Hill Zen. Appreciate you, family. Appreciate it. Black men are the abusers. We don't get abused. DS1, what are you talking about? Black men don't get abused. Oh, so what do you think? What? Why you think a lot of black men don't want to get up and do shit? Oh, because they just lazy. DS1, come on. Come on, DS1. They're just lazy. Really? That's just what you think? That's what you think? These black men are just lazy, right? So when you don't want to get off your monkey ass, right? Because a lot of y'all women who say black men are lazy, y'all lay the fuck around all day. Oh, black men don't try hard enough. You watch every goddamn talk show that come on TV. I need you to shut up. Black men don't try hard enough. But you sit around and wait to get free checks. You see what y'all? That's abusive. But then you want him to go out and to try his hardest to be better. If he working a job, he should work harder so he can move up, right? Right? Because you want a man that constantly move up. You want a man to constantly get better while you stay the same. And you sit there and belittle and try to low-key direct and control how the fuck your man be a man. See, this is what's happening to black men. This is what y'all don't want to talk about, though. Y'all don't want to talk about this part of the game. This the part that y'all leave out. You see, like I always say, this is a balanced channel. We don't gender war over here. We tell the truth on both sides. And see, this is the part y'all don't like to talk about. Y'all don't like to talk about this. Y'all don't like to talk about how y'all ruin good men and how y'all have done it. The same ones that's up here popping off at their mouth, talking about how niggas ain't shit all day. Yet you had a few good niggas in your life that you ran off, that you ruined. You did through your emotional abuse. Right? See, a lot of women, and I'm going to say this, and this might piss a lot of y'all off, but it's the goddamn truth. And if y'all got a problem, y'all can hit me up. Y'all can hit me up. But I'm going to just go ahead and say this. And fellas, if y'all listening, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Shout out to Self University. Most women who were physically abused are emotionally abusive to their men. Let me repeat that. Most women who were physically abused are emotionally abusive. Y'all sound off in the chat room, fellas. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Because most of the time, us men, and I'm speaking from experience too. Most of us guys who deal with emotional abuse, especially in relationships, is coming from a woman who was physically abused. She was physically abused. So she emotionally abused you. She's emotionally abusive. Most men who were physically abused are emotionally abusive. See? See, these are facts. These are facts. Hey, what's up, Sugar Bump? You see? But nobody speaks on the emotional abuse that takes place with black men. No one speaks about this. This has never been a concern for anyone. Just look how little black boys get talked to. Just look at them in the street. Just listen to them when you're out on the bus and the trains, whatever. Just listen to them. Sit your stupid ass down. Bring your nappy-headed ass over here. This start when we 3, 4, when we start walking. Bring your black ass over here. See that we've made emotional abuse for black men normal. That's normal. That's normal, right? I know some of y'all like, man, what's wrong with that? Yeah, because you never knew you was being abused. What's up, priest? See, nobody pay attention to that. Nobody pay attention to that. The emotional abuse. Why do you think? Why you think in a relationship? What's the first thing we said to black men? You dumb motherfucker. You stupid motherfucker. You broke piece of shit. listen to the shit that's said to black men. But they want us to conquer everybody and rule. How? How? I'm a piece of shit. I'm a stupid motherfucker. I don't know nothing. I'm a weak bitch. Remember? Oh, I was just mad at you. This is what we got to deal with, that level of abuse. After I'm told to go sit my little black ass down before I whoop your ass, then I'm told, come here, son, I love you. That's the type of shit black men had to deal with. But y'all don't want to talk about that. After you beat his ass till he damn near bloody, you want to hug and kiss on him. Then you want him to grow up and be a man and be productive. Right? He got to go up and be productive after you done beat the shit out of him his whole goddamn life. You done told him he wasn't shit 3,000 times. But he's supposed to grow up and rule. Black men's supposed to grow up and rule. Right? You're supposed to grow up and rule. Right? We're supposed to grow up and have this leadership attitude. How? You beat it out of us. You told us, you never told us we were leaders. You always told us we wasn't shit. You always find a way to tell black men just how ain't shit they are. You find a reason. Oh, I don't even know why I fuck with that broke motherfucker. This is what you do. This is what you do to black men. This is what you do. You have kids by them. You tell them you love them. Next thing you know, he ain't shit. He was never shit. You notice that? How quick it's easy to say a black man was never shit. You notice that, right? You notice that? You'll never do it to children. You shouldn't do it to a grown man. Shouldn't do it to nobody. Sugar bum. Shouldn't do it to nobody. Yeah, they call that tough love, Jax. Nigga, get over it. Oh, but that nigga can't tell you to get over your molestation. But you could tell him to get over being called a piece of shit his whole fucking life. He's supposed to get over that. And still go out in the world and rule and conquer so he could take care of you. While he got to work with your shit, he got to work with your traumas, he got to work through it with you while you emotionally abuse him. See, nobody talks about this. And shout out to you, Mona, because you brought this up on one of the shows that we done. Y'all go check out BGP, Big Girl Panties Podcast. You brought this up, Mona. You said, do women ever consider how that man turns out while he's helping you through your shit? Do you ever think about how hurt he is? Or how hurt he has gotten? See, nobody thinks about that with black men. Nobody think about that. Nobody thinks about the emotional state of black men. Nobody thinks about it. And no one seeks to help. Black men are always left to help themselves. Don't you notice that? Black men are always left to help themselves. We just got to figure it out. We've been figuring shit out since we was little boys. We had to figure it out. This is what black men are left to figure it out. You a man, figure it out. But that same man you tell to just figure it out, you come right back to that same man and ask for his fucking help so he can help you figure some shit out for you. That's called abuse. That's manipulation. Nigga, I ain't helping you with shit, but you better come help me. That's abuse. That's abuse. That's what that is. That's what that is. Nigga, you gotta work with me, but you better be ready to be the best nigga for me. But I'm still working on me. But I gotta be all the way together. I bet not ever fuck up. But you still working on it. But I can't be working on it. Because if I'm still working on it, I'm a piece of shit. I'm too old. I should have figured it out. See, that's abuse. That's abuse. But that shit don't go for you. See, that don't go for you, but it go for him because he a man. See, that's abuse. No, we're fucking human. And we all experience some of the same shit. See, that's abuse. And black men deal with this shit every fucking day. It's normalized. It's normal to abuse black men. It's normal. This shit is normal. It's normal. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Rona. He says, so many will reference the color purple while normalizing emotional terrorism daily. Even with the stress of being a high value man, fiscal gaslighting while rubbing your back before being spiritually sodomized. Thank you. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Rona. Shout out to Bucket in the building. You see? You see? The level of emotional abuse that black men have been withstanding is becoming too much for us. We're running out of places to store pain. We're running out of places to store pain. Just like you can't take it, how much more you think we could fucking take? Or have you even considered how much I've even took thus far? Have you ever considered that? Have you ever considered just how much your man been through? No, because you wake up with your own shit in your mind every day. Oh, how very selfish are you? You see? See why black men always finish last? We finish last in everything. Emotionally, we finish last. No one gives a fuck. This is what happens. Sugar Bum says, I don't think that. When me and my nigga bump heads, he say stuff too. See? See that? See that? See that? Oh, well, he said this and he said that. Yeah. What about what you said? What about what you said? See, that's the that's the issue. That's the issue. You need to be considered on what you saying. Let him correct himself. You so busy trying to correct him and tell him what he shouldn't say to you, but you don't consider what come out your own mouth. You see how this works? So once again, that's gaslighting. Because you're not considering what's being said by you. Not holding yourself accountable for what come out of your mouth. And see, this is normal when it comes to black men. It's normal. It's normal. Shaw says, at least I can admit my tongue is lethal. Come on. Come on. So you can't have a lethal tongue and a soft heart. You can't have both. But see, what we need consideration. You see, I'm not here to shame, blame, and explain. This is not an SBE stream. I'm not here to shame, blame, and explain. I'm just here to speak on the elephant in the room. Because see, this is the elephant in the room. You see? How everyone dismisses black men. How everyone dismisses us. Then somehow, some way, he's still supposed to show up. But it's like, I could pick you up and put you down whenever I'm ready, like an old ass house shoe. I could treat you good and treat you fucked up when I'm ready. But you still supposed to be ready for me when I need you, black man. This is what's been happening to black men. This is what's been happening. Shout out to Ty's Craziest. I appreciate the super chat. She said, mental abuse stings more than physical abuse. It can affect the mind, body, and soul, especially receiving it from someone who claims they love you. Facts. Now, with you saying that, think about how a man would feel. Because men feel the same shit that you just said women feel. Men feel it too. Men feel it too. It happens to us too. You see? You see? We put up with that shit too. We put up with it too. And you know, and you know what's sad? Well, my man know how to handle me. No, your man accepts emotional abuse. Your man accepts emotional abuse because whenever you're ready to fly off the fucking handle, he's supposed to sit there and accept it. And that breaks a man down over time. It plays into a man's self-esteem. So when a man loses his self-esteem and he loses his confidence, he has no ambition. He has nothing to go out in the world and fight toward or fight for. Because initially, he's no longer fighting for himself. Because that has been snatched through manipulation. He's been convinced that he's not shit. So who would fight to not be shit? He's always told he's not good enough. He's not competent. So what are you going to go out and fight for? Look what the high value man narrative has done. Look how that has fucked up and look how that has fucked up black men's mindset. And look at how these black men now who think that they high value, how they emotionally abuse other men. Well, you ain't shit if you not this. Well, you ain't shit if you don't make this. You not shit if you this, that. That's emotional abuse. You only make 40,000. You shouldn't have a family. You shouldn't have a woman. Nobody should respect you. They don't say that shit about no other men but black men. You will never say a white man who make 40,000 a year don't deserve no fucking respect. You'll never say that. You'll never say an Asian man who make $40,000 a year don't deserve no fucking respect. But you're quick to say it about a black man, right? You quick to say it about a black man, right? Nigga, you only make 40,000. Shut up. Shut up talking to me, broke ass nigga. But you'll never say that to you'll never say that to Chuck. You'll never say that to Chuck who work in the meat department, shaving fucking cold cuts, motherfucker. You'll never say that. You'll never say he's a low tier man. Because he white. But anything low grade, anything degenerative, you put it on black men. You put it on black men. Black men don't make enough. Black men don't protect. Black men don't provide. Black men don't do this. Black men don't do that. That's emotional abuse. That's emotional abuse. Just like these niggas running around SBEing. That's emotional abuse. I just read it. Emotional abuse is a way to control another person by using emotions to criticize, embarrass, shame, blame, or otherwise manipulate another person. That's emotional abuse. SBE is emotional abuse. That's what SBE is. Because you're using shame and blame as a tactic to get somebody to acquiesce to what the fuck you want. That's emotional abuse. That's emotional abuse. But how often do we equate emotional abuse and it happening to black men? Never. Kwafi says facts. It seems this is the reason why dudes do it to each other. Because he's having the same situation with his woman at home. They pick up these same behaviors, of course. Of course. And this type of emotional abuse starts when we're younger. It doesn't even have to be with our women. It starts when we're younger. Black women did not start the high value thing though. No, I never said that. What's your point? I never said that. We know Kevin Samuels started it, and I said that Kevin Samuels used that narrative to emotionally abuse black men to get money out of them. When did I ever bring up black women in the high value man thing? When did I ever? Don't get confused, Sugar Bump. Don't get confused. Shout out to my brother, the Underrated Darkness. I appreciate you, my brother. See, why can't we just stick to what we're talking about here? Why can't we speak on black men being emotionally abused? Why are we trying to drive the conversation somewhere else? Why? Why are we doing this? Oh, now we just talking in the chat. Oh, okay. Oh, so don't pay no attention to y'all. Okay, Cyberboo. I won't pay no attention to what you and Sugar Bum are talking about. Cause y'all just talking. Okay. Okay. What's up, Nisha? But I'm going to say this again. Why can't we just stick to the goddamn topic and speak on black men being emotionally abused? Or because black men don't deal with abuse? See, that's the overall consensus. Just say that. Oh, black men don't get abused. Black men don't get abused. See? And yes, if you want to say something, Sugar Bum, this is the type of shit that triggers DS1. Yes, it does. Oh, yeah. So if you want to go back and say, hey, y'all, DS1 was triggered today, go ahead and say it, baby girl. This is the type of shit that triggered my big ass. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the type of shit that triggers me. So you can go and tell her. Go ahead and tell him, Sugar Bum. Go ahead and tell him. DS1 was triggered today, y'all. I thought he was going to curse me out. Go ahead and tell him. Go ahead and tell him. Go ahead. No, don't, no. Tell them. Tell them. Yes, this is the type of shit that triggers me. See? I don't like gaslighting. You know, you men be gaslighting. You men be gaslighting. Black men get gaslit all the time. You're overreacting. Really? I'm overreacting? Really? I'm overreacting. Says who? The motherfucker who said what they just said to me? So you just said some foul shit to me, but I'm overreacting because you don't want me to respond to what you said to me. That's called gaslighting. That's emotional abuse. That's what that's called. Look, leave me alone. And leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. She want me to leave her alone. DS1 is dumb as fuck. DS1 is dumb as fuck. Damn. Leave her alone. Y'all see how y'all do us? Y'all, you see that shit, Nisha? You see how they do us? Now it's leave her alone. You see how this shit work? This is live on live gaslighting. On live gaslighting. Wow. You was all good, Sugar Bum. You good, love. It's all love. It's all love. I'ma still point out the bullshit. I'm not gender warm, but y'all know me. I'm gonna point the shit out. That's never gonna not be me. But you know what? I'ma leave you alone. I'ma leave you alone. Because next thing it'll be, I told DS1 to leave me alone and he won't stop. This nigga's a stalker. I knew he was crazy. He was down with the manosphere. He's crazy, y'all. Don't believe him. He fooled all of us. So I'ma leave you alone. I'ma leave you alone. But let's continue. It says, what's more, mental or emotional abuse? Well, most common in dating and marriage relationships can occur in any relationship, including among friends, family members, and co-workers. Emotional abuse, listen up, y'all. Emotional abuse is one of the hardest forms of abuse to recognize. Let's read that again. Emotional abuse is one of the hardest forms of abuse to recognize. So with black men already being disenfranchised in society, who would ever think that a black man gets emotionally abused? No, shit, it's even hard to get people to see that black men have feelings. You know, the white man has feelings. The Asian man has feelings. Manuel has feelings. They have feelings. Melchizedek, he has feelings. But Taekwon don't have feelings. Deshaun don't have feelings. Right? Tariq, he don't have feelings. Right? He doesn't have feelings. He was taught, he was raised not to have feelings. This was being said about Deshaun, Tariq, Taekwon, you know, John Tavius. That's what's being said about us. We don't have feelings. But little Mark over there, he has feelings. Little Matthew. You know, little Matthew. You have to watch what you say to little Matthew, because little Matthew, he gets so upset. You know, because little Matthew comes from a messed up family. So you have to watch what you say to little Matthew, but you don't have to watch what you say to Deshaun. You ain't got to say, you can say whatever you want to say to that little motherfucker. See, you see how the vocabulary changed? You can say whatever you want to that little motherfucker, but little Matthew, you know, little Matthew, he has an attendant. He has someone who walks around with him and holds his hand and feeds him little biscuits. You know, every time a tear runs down his eyes, he gets a little biscuit. But little Deshaun, he's left in the middle of the playground to cry and told to man up. And he's 6 years old. He's 7 years old. He's told to man up. Little Deshaun. You know, because little Deshaun don't have no feelings. You know. But little Enrique, you know, you can't treat little Enrique like that. No. No. But little William, you know, little William, his mother come and pick him up with the scarf on her head and our toes is not done. Yeah, hit him, that little nigga. See, that's how they talk about us. That's how they dehumanize black men. See, it's y'all don't even recognize the shit. Don't even recognize it. Don't even recognize it. It's not even recognized. It's not even recognized when it comes to black men. Well, you don't think about what come out your mouth. Would you say that to a little white boy? Would you feel that way about a little white boy? Do you feel that about the white men who make whatever they make? Would you tell them that he doesn't work hard enough? He's not ambitious enough. He don't want nothing out of life. he can't leave a legacy because he don't make enough money, so he can't leave a legacy for his children? Do y'all say that about the white boys that work in fucking supermarkets, mopping the fucking floor? No. You keep your opinion to yourself, but you say it to a black man. You tell a black man by a certain age, he's supposed to be making this amount of money. That's what Kevin Samuel said. But the Mexican who's still carrying bricks, you don't say nothing to him. The Mexican who's still responsible for painting the fucking steps, you don't tell him he don't work hard enough, because emotional abuse is unrecognized when you do it to black men. That's why you can freely do it. That's why you can do it and see nothing wrong with it and make excuses. Oh, well, what about what he did to us? What about what he said to me? See that? See that? But you'll consider talking to little Gabriel like that, right? Would you tell little Gabriel he a little bastard? No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Because most of you might think Gabriel has his dad in his life. But you look at little Malik. First thing you think is little Malik father in jail. First thing you think, little Malik, his father got another family, and he don't take care of his son. That's the first thing you think when you look at little Malik. But you don't think that when you look at little Gabriel. What about little Hector? You think he grew up fatherless? Would you call him a little bastard? And little Hector's father probably was a fucking kingpin who was down with the Mexican mafia. But you won't tell little Hector he ain't shit, and his daddy wasn't shit. You won't tell him that, would you? But you'll tell little Taekwon that. Right? And then he got to somehow grow up and get over that. He got to somehow grow up and get over that. He has to somehow grow up and get over it. And still prosper and overcome. Overcome what? The shit that he didn't have to fucking go through? So to be a black man, emotional abuse is a prerequisite, huh? Is that what y'all saying? Kwafi says there are some men in these spaces that have been manipulated because they have some way or another they have a mental health issue. They've picked that up, so they play on it. Facts. Or the white boys that have babies that they had babies from, he could walk away and never see that mixed child again, nor will the government make him pay child support. It is awkward to her to ask him for a family. Yeah, Enrique, Lee Lang, and Ahmed. This is what rational anarchy looks like and sounds like. We black women need serious help. There's so much poison in the well. We all need help, Natasha. Not just black women. We all need help. This is actually a show speaking on the help that black men need. And if black women are willing to help out, that'll be great. But guess what, Natasha? Black men are their own agency. Black men are their own agency. So we'll love for y'all help. We'll love it. But if y'all choose to opt out, then hey. Because black men are used to people opting out on us. We're used to it. You know, it's nothing new. Yeah, of course. Those are the little boys' names that have been abandoned. Facts. Underrated says there's a song by the Spinners back in 1972, Ghetto Child. Listen to it. Yeah, we all got problems, Latasha. We all do. Trust and believe. But shout out to y'all, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Hit the like button and share the show. It says emotional abuse is one of the hardest forms of abuse to recognize. It can be subtle and insidious, or overt and manipulative. Either way, it chips, pay attention, it chips away at the victim's self-esteem, and they begin to doubt their perceptions and reality. You wonder why black men are lost? A lot of black men are lost. Low self-esteem. Low self-esteem due to emotional abuse. Same thing with women. It's a lot of black women going through the same shit. They are victims of emotional abuse as well. But there's a conversation for black women. There's places for black women to go and to speak on all their issues. There's no real places for black men. And if there are, point them out. Point them out. That where we can go and speak on this types of stuff and speak on these types of things. We don't have any agency. This is why when I was reading those mental health articles, they were saying that there's not a lot of black professionals. There's not a lot of black, especially black men in the field. So we don't have a lot of representation as black men. There's more black women there. So black women have the representation. Black women are doing the things that they're supposed to be doing to get the results that they're getting. I'm not mad at that. They actually decided to come together and to do certain shit, and they're doing it. And salute to y'all for doing that shit. I'll never be mad at that, because what black women realized was in a lot of forms of fashion, y'all had to create your own agency. Y'all had to figure out your own ways to get what y'all wanted and needed out of society. So the shit that y'all get, the agency, the advocacy that y'all get, cool. My thing is, black men, we could do the same shit. We supposed to be doing the same shit. Because if you look at history, that is what black men and black women did back then. You had black women who went into the system and done certain things, advocated to bring other black women in, to give other black women opportunity. This is what we're supposed to be doing. But guess what? We lack the self-esteem. We lack the drive because we've been beat down. This is why I say, fellas, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. Because what? We're suffering from emotional abuse, man. The underlying goal of emotional abuse is to control the victim by discrediting, isolating, and silencing. Discrediting, isolating, and silencing. That's the goal of emotional abuse. Doesn't it sound like This is what's going on with black men and has always been going on with black men. The discrediting of us, no matter what we do, it's never enough. It's not good enough. No matter how much we sacrifice, there should be more in us to sacrifice more. What's up, Relaxes Life? Good afternoon to you. I appreciate it. The discrediting. The discrediting is what you've done for me lately. The discrediting of everything that we've done. Isolating. That's to stop your mobility. Stop you from being able to move around and do what it is you need to do. Silencing. Constant threat of extinction. You get too big, you get too known for telling the truth, they take you out. They shut your channel down. They make sure no traffic come to your channel. You're not algorithm friendly. Silencing you. And when this happens to men time after time again, it makes us feel worthless. It makes us feel like everything we worked toward and worked for, it just fell through. It just fell through. It just didn't work. Nothing we do works. See? This is emotional abuse. This is what happens. This is what's happening to black men. And remember, emotional abuse is the hardest form of abuse to recognize. So who would believe a black man to say he was being emotionally abused? Who would believe that? When that's the hardest form of abuse to recognize. First of all, black men are not even seen to be human. Let alone you're being abused. How are black men abused? Because we're not even seen as human. We're seen as beast. How can a beast be abused? How can a beast be belittled? Now that's a fact, Kwafi. It's a fact, Kwafi. They do that because they're trying to silence the truth. It's called emotional abuse. So you can stop believing in yourself and stop doing the content that's needed for black men. You see how they do it? This is what they do. Yeah, they blackball you. This is all emotional abuse to get you to stop believing in yourself, to get you to stop wanting things out of life that normal motherfuckers have. See? This is the shit that they don't want to talk about that black men deal with, man. Wonder why these young boys just want to be rappers. That's all they see themselves as being. That's the highest that they could see themselves. They don't see themselves as doctors. A doctor? A doctor? A doctor? Black boys are not motivated to become anything past certain things. Black men are not really motivated to become shit. You know what black men are motivated to do? You know what y'all want to know what black men are motivated to do? Press 1 in the chat. Hit a number 1 in the chat if y'all want to know. If y'all want to know what motherfuckers just expect from black men. Just Miss Angie? Only Miss Angie want to know? Only Miss Angie want to know? Jack says exactly. Ramil did a stream yesterday where dude told two women he was hit by something. He was hit by something from his woman, and those ladies laughed at him. Letitia put a 1. Jax put a 1. Kwafi says, dude, they were upset at you and DJ Cooter's part at Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I got bad hits. Oh, okay. I'm not surprised, Kwafi. Okay. Okay. So this is what they want from black men. They don't want black men to have a purpose. All they want, all anybody want from black men is to have more money than they do. We don't give a fuck how you feel about yourself. We don't give a fuck how you think about yourself. Just have more money than me, nigga, so you could give me some. Just be doing better than me in life, so I can come and ask you for something, so I can make you feel obligated to give me some of it. That's it. That's all they want from black men. Just go get you some money, nigga. Well, you don't need a purpose. You don't need to feel good about yourself, nigga. You got money. Money equals leadership. How could you lead without money? You see? You see? You see? Because there are intangible things that you need to be a leader, like confidence, like self-esteem, like having a knowledge of self, like having empathy for other people. You see? That's not money. See, you need those things to be a leader as well. See, if you can lead people with those things, you can lead people to some money. But you don't see black men as a leader. Nigga, just go get some money and be able to give me some. Other than that, you ain't shit until you go get you some money. And then when the money run out, it's nigga, go get some more. Because if you don't get no more, you ain't shit, nigga. Go get some more. Oh, you got some more? Hey, baby. The money ran out. Nigga, what's up? Nigga, what? Nigga, why you here? I don't fuck with niggas who ain't ambitious. See that? It's called emotional abuse, man. It says, in the end, the victim feels trapped. Black men don't feel trapped, right? Because all black men do is cheat and lie. So a black man will never feel trapped, right? What's up, Taylor? B. Mays, what's good? Black men never feel trapped, right? Because they just leave anyway. In the end, the victims feel trapped. They are often too wounded to endure their relationship any longer, but also too afraid to leave. Oh, black men don't feel like that. Black men don't go through that. So the cycle just repeats itself until something is done. The cycle continues until we do something about it. Black men. It says, when examining your own relationship, remember that emotional abuse is often subtle. It's subtle, brothers. You know, gaslighting, subtle. Make everything that you want to do into a problem. When examining your own relationship, remember that emotional abuse is often subtle. As a result, it can be very hard to detect. If you are having trouble discerning whether or not your relationship is abusive, stop and think about how the interactions with your partner, friend, or family member make you feel. You hear that, fellas? Stop running away from your feelings. You're a human, my brother. Don't let these niggas up here tell you you don't need to have no feelings. You a human being. And black men, we need to make norm of us humanizing ourselves. Yes, we cry. Yes, we feel fucked up. Yes, we feel hurt by relationships and all that shit. We human. It's time for black men to stop being dehumanized. And we do that shit to ourselves when we get up here and constantly say that black men don't have no feelings and we don't need to have feelings and all that stupid shit. When a goddamn dog has feelings. But we don't need to have none, right? We need to shut that stupid shit up and stop dehumanizing one another. We can't dehumanize one another and help each other. We got to realize that we're humans first and that we deserve help. This is why we allow emotional abuse, because we don't even fucking think we deserve help and support. Here are signs that may be in an emotionally abusive relationship. Keep in mind that even if your partner does a handful of these things, you are still in an emotionally abusive relationship. Do not fall into the trap of telling yourself it's not that bad and minimizing their behavior. Something that black men do a lot. Minimize behavior. It ain't that bad. Oh, I could deal with that. Oh, that ain't nothing. Oh, I could work through that. Remember, everyone deserves to be treated with kindness and respect. Everyone. That includes you, black man. And it's not predicated on what the fuck is in your wallet. That includes you. That includes you. Everyone deserves to be treated with kindness and respect. That includes you, black man. You see what it says? Everyone deserves. But you know what they say about black men? Nigga, you gotta earn my respect. But you just deserve mine, don't you? I gotta earn yours, but you just deserve mine. See, that's emotional abuse. That's emotional abuse. Nigga, I ain't gotta consider your feelings, but I gotta consider yours because you got a vagina. That's emotional abuse. That's emotional abuse. Not because DS1 said so, but because the facts said so. Not because I said so. Not because I'm triggered and I said so. The facts said so. This is the facts. I'm reading the facts. See? Don't fall into the trap of telling yourself it's not that bad and minimizing their behavior. Remember, everyone deserves to be treated with kindness and respect. If you feel wounded, frustrated, confused, misunderstood, depressed, anxious, or worthless, anytime you interact, chances are high that your relationship is emotionally abusive. You hear that, fellas? You hear that, fellas? Hey, Miss Garnetta. You hear that? If you feel wounded, frustrated, confused, misunderstood, depressed, or worthless during any interaction, you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. Emotionally abusive people display unrealistic expectations. Pay attention, fellas. Emotionally abusive people display unrealistic expectations. Here are some examples. Making unreasonable demands of you. Expecting you to put everything to the side and meet their needs. Are y'all listening? Demanding you to spend all of your time together. Being dissatisfied no matter how hard you try or how much you give. Sounds familiar, fellas? Does it sound familiar? If it sounds familiar, you've been dealing with emotional abuse. Criticizing you for not completing tasks according to their standards. I hope y'all paying attention. Expecting you to share their opinions. You are not permitted to have a different opinion. Demanding that you name exact dates and times when discussing things that upsets you. That one hit home right there. These are examples, fellas, of emotional abuse. And this goes in any relationship, romantic relationships, friendships, any relationship. If you experience this type of stuff, you're dealing with emotional abuse, man. You're dealing with an emotionally abusive person or emotionally abusive people because they have unrealistic expectations. Thanks, Just Jay, for posting those links. I appreciate it. Any of you brothers that need any help, check those links out that Just Jay is dropping in the chat. Invalidates you. Emotionally abusive people invalidate you. Emotionally abusive people invalidate you. Undermining, dismissing, or distorting your perceptions or your reality. Gaslighting. i.e., gaslight. Refusing to accept your feelings by trying to define how you should feel. See, this is the type of shit y'all don't want to hear that go on with black men. Right? Right. Says a man who was abused his whole life. Kevin Samuels grew up in a coven around a bunch of women. You think he wasn't abused? Vanna Phil? And I don't care what Kevin Samuels say. This is a channel where Kevin Samuels does not matter and never mattered and will never matter. If a man tell you abuse doesn't exist, that is a man who's being battered. He's a battered man. He ain't just being abused, he's being battered. And he's taught himself to accept it. Emotionally abusive people invalidate you. Some examples include undermining, dismissing, or distorting your perceptions or your reality. Refusing to accept your feelings by trying to define how you should feel. Requiring you to explain how you feel over and over. Let me read that one again. Requiring you to explain how you feel over and over. Accusing you of being too sensitive, too emotional, or crazy. Refusing to acknowledge or accept your opinions or ideas as valid. Dismissing your request, wants, and needs as ridiculous or unmerited. Suggesting that your perceptions are wrong or that you cannot be trusted by saying things like, you're blowing this out of proportion or you exaggerate. Accusing you of being selfish, needy, or materialistic if you express your wants or needs. Emotionally abusive people create chaos. Starting arguments for the sake of arguing. Making confusing and contradictory statements. Having drastic mood changes or sudden emotional outbursts. Nitpicking at your clothes, your hair, your work, and more. Behaving so erratically and unpredictably that you feel like you're walking on eggshells. I've heard that before. Emotionally abusive people use emotional blackmail. Sure do, Taylor. Manipulating and controlling you by making you feel guilty. Humiliating you in public or in private. Using your fears, values, compassion, or other hot buttons to control you or the situation. Exaggerating your flaws. Exaggerating your flaws or pointing them out in order to deflect attention or to avoid taking responsibility for their poor choices or mistakes. This is called emotional blackmail. This is all part of emotional abuse. Everything that I'm talking about right now, is part of emotional abuse. Exaggerating your flaws or pointing them out in order to deflect attention or to avoid taking responsibility for their poor choices or mistakes. Denying that an event took place or lying about it. Punishing you by withholding affection or giving you the silent treatment. I'm going to put the link in the description box when I'm done, B Mays. But it's from verywellmind.com. Identify and cope with emotional abuse. I'm going to put the link in the description box. Emotionally abusive people act superior and entitled. Emotionally abusive people act superior and entitled. Treating people like you are inferior. Blaming you for their mistakes and shortcomings. Doubting everything you say and attempting to prove you wrong. This is emotionally abusive people. This is how they act. They act superior by doubting everything you say and attempting to prove you wrong. Trying to make you feel like you incompetent. You never know what you talking about. You always wrong because she's always right or he's always right. Making jokes at your expense, telling you that your opinions, ideas, values, and thoughts are stupid, illogical, or don't make sense. I'm guilty of that. I've done that before. I'm guilty of that. Talking down to you or being condescending. Using sarcasm when interacting with you. Acting like they are always right, know what is best, and are smarter. Silent treatment is so abusive and so common. Yep, it is. Because it's the easiest thing to do. Control and isolate you. Emotionally abusive people attempt to isolate and control you. Controlling who see or spend time with you, including friends and family. See, this is what emotionally abusive people do. Monitoring you digitally, including text messages, social media, and email. These is people who like to watch what you say on Instagram and Facebook all day. That's these people. They want to check your phone logs. They want to check your text messages. That's emotional abuse. Monitoring you digitally. Or like Nisha would say, micromanagement. accusing you of cheating, and being jealous of outside relationships. Doesn't that sound familiar, fellas? Doesn't that sound familiar, fellas? Being accused of cheating and jealous of you having outside relationships. Outside of her, you ain't supposed to know nobody, trust nobody, fuck with nobody, none of that. Taking or hiding your car keys. Demanding to know where you are at all times or using GPS to track your every move. Treating you like a possession or property. Nigga, you mine. Nigga, you mine. Sounds familiar, right, fellas? You never thought how abusive this shit really was, did you? This is all emotional abuse. Criticizing or making fun of your friends, family member, or co-workers. Why you always hanging out with them broke niggas? Them niggas broke. Why you hanging out with them? But you better not say nothing about her battle-act ass friends. You better not say nothing about them Blackfoot heifers. You better not say a word about them, because then it's, why you talking about my friends? But your friends could be bums, dusty, dirty, and all that shit. That's emotional abuse, man. That's emotional abuse. Using jealousy and envy as a sign of love and to keep you from being with others. Miss Angie says, damn, DS1, I literally just had this convo earlier today with a friend whose dad is going through it. See? You see? You see? Coercing you into spending all of your time together. You ever had one of those, fellas? She always try to find a way for you to always be with her. She'll even fix the situation for you to be with her. She'll buy whatever, pay for whatever. But you better be there. But you better be there. This is emotional abuse. They're trying to isolate you. They're trying to isolate you. Controlling the finances. Controlling the finances. Emotional abuse. See? Y'all see what's going on now, fellas? Y'all better pay attention to this stuff. Y'all better pay attention. Types of emotional abuse. These are the types. No, I wasn't on the call, Miss Angie. The types of emotional abuse. Accusations of cheating or other signs of jealousy and possessiveness. These are the types of emotional abuse. Possessiveness, jealousy, constant checking or other attempts to control the other person's behavior, constantly arguing or opposing, criticism, gaslighting, isolating the individual from their family and friends, name calling and verbal abuse, refusing to participate in the relationship. Shaming or blaming. SBE, shaming or blaming. The silent treatment. Trivializing the other person's concerns. That happens a lot to us black men, right or wrong. All our concerns are trivial. All the shit that we worried about, oh, it ain't nothing. Oh, why you worried about that? Oh, you could get past that. They trivialize us, our shit. Our shit is never big. It's never a real problem. You know, all you black men gotta do is this. Trivializing the other person's concerns. That's emotional abuse. All black men gotta do is this. Says who? Says who? Says you? So you can fix the black man's problem. You got the answer. All we gotta do is this. No, you're trivializing the other person's concerns. That's what you're doing. You're making light of shit. You're basically telling them that they shouldn't even have the concerns that they have. That's emotional abuse. And last but not least, withholding affection and attention. So if you didn't know, now you know. This is emotional abuse. This is what black men have been dealing with. This is why black men today in 2022 is emotionally bankrupt. We're emotionally bankrupt due to emotional abuse. You see? And maybe nobody has ever thought about this because, as this article said, emotional abuse is the hardest to identify. It is very subtle. It is very subtle. And this article taught me some shit about myself, some shit that I do, some shit that I've done. Hey, Zahara, good to see you, love. You see? But fellas, this is why I say, man, we got to heal before we build, man. There's a lot of shit that's plaguing us, and we just think we're making light of it. We're trivializing the concerns of black men. We're doing it to ourselves, let alone what's already been done to us. We're doing it to ourselves. Oh, black men ain't got to heal from nothing. Black men ain't got to heal from. You're trivializing our concerns. You're trivializing it. But how don't we? And we need to stop trivializing that we need to heal, fellas. If you didn't go and you didn't see it, make sure you check out part 1, where I read an article where suicide is the second leading cause of young black people dying from the ages of 10 to 19. Suicide. Which stems from emotional abuse, man. Abuse is a contributing factor to suicide. Emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. This is why I say we got to heal before we build. Po Boy Films, salute, family. Good to see you, my brother. He said, bro, I love this and still go through it. Oftentimes, hearing that I am the narcissist for making them aware of what I'm feeling, it's a dark game played by dark people who have abysmal/bottomless voids. Facts, my brother. Shout out to my brother Po Boy Films. That's a fact. That is a fact. And I've been called a narcissist too. I don't know how, but you know, that's That's that gaslighting. That's that gaslighting, man. But as I said, the link to this article will be in the description box when I'm done. Shout out to everyone. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to this series. I appreciate y'all for tuning into this series. If this is your first episode you catching, go to the playlist section of my channel, click the Black Man's Pain Storage playlist, and you can catch episodes 1 through 4. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Shout out to everyone. If you enjoyed today's show, hit the Cash App. The Cash App is going across the screen. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where you can go. Yes, the Cash App is up and it is running and everything is cool. So y'all can hit the Cash App, or you can hit the Super Chat if you enjoyed today's show. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone for being here. Shout out to everyone who has donated via Super Chat, via Cash App. Is very much appreciated. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to all you visionaries. I appreciate all the love and the support. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to everybody once again. DS1 Raw, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build, because we are our own agency. We are our own agency. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.